insight or overview or any thoughts about Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell? The book written by Malcolm Gladwell introduced the idea that there is more to success than just hard work. It matters in what are we we were born, where you are from, or where your ancestors are from, who are your parents, and what opportunities you have been given during your childhood are also important factors in one's success. What does an outlier mean? Outlier number one is something that is situated away from or classed differently from a main or related body, a statistical observation that is markedly different in value from the others of the sample. When looking at something successful, either person or a company, don't just look at the life of what object, look deeper. Look at what made them become what they are now or who influenced them. In each chapter of the book, Gladwell shows the audience a well-known story of successful people, what they are like and how they reach the top on their own. But then the story takes a quick turn and we are asking a question if it's really true. So the authors provides evidence over and over the people they surround themselves by and consequence they find themselves and play a big role in the outcome of their lives. For example, in hockey, it makes a difference if you are born at the beginning or at the end of the year. If you are born between January to March, there is a higher chance you will become a great professional hockey player than if you were born in December. It also matters what family you are born into. If you are from a poor family with three other siblings without dad and frequently relocating, or from a wealthy family in Manhattan where your parents support you with all they can, is going to make a big difference in who you are going to become and how successful you are going. So to get a better picture, you need to know where your ancestors came from. The country you were born isn't going to impact your future too. Different cultures and experience will influence the decisions you will make later in your life. Then Asia, which means that America students may take longer learning system and math skills. So the author also he is implying that the person educations is not surely reliant on their wealth or specific background. A successful educational a successful education rather comes to people with motivation to use their educational environment to their advantage. Like for example, their surroundings, environment. Then, Gladwell believes that a person's success in school is also dependent on their family, culture, community, and friendship, not just on their individual efforts. For example, I say this. Gladwell uses the cultural lifestyle comparison of a Chinese farm with an American farm, where the American farm uses less manual labor than the Chinese farm. The American farm produces more food with the help of machine than the Chinese farm, which only provides for one family. The Chinese farms are family run and their children learn how to provide for themselves and their families, which contribute to their motivation for succeeding in school. In comparison, American farms provide for many people throughout the nation and is not as company based. The farmer's family is not directly involved and that is reflected in less motivation in school. And this is this is the lesson about the book. So I found it very hard to find things that I learned regarding leadership in this book. mainly because this book is more about the things, timing, or things the successful people found themselves in and the opportunities they were given. But I managed to find some, and I hope they are correct, so here they are. When Malcolm introduced us to the story of Christopher Langan, you immediately see how smart Chris is, but never reaches his potential to change the world. Why is that? Being just smart is not enough. You need to know how to talk to people and not just communicate, but communicate effectively. I believe that being able to talk efficiently to your coworkers, employees, or classmates, office mate, or any people who are around you is a crucial part of leadership and one to be good at. Next, leadership trait I'm going to take from the Outliers is one from Joey Flom. Or how do I say that? Flom? Yeah. Harvard Law School and become one of the best attorneys in the United States. When he started working at a law firm, he was working on all kinds of different cases. The biggest law firms at the time were focusing just on one particular set of cases they were working on, but not Flom. What I learned from this story is to go for any job opportunity I'm offered or given, since you never know what next opportunity might be, or if they ever will be one again. Therefore, when there is a possibility, just go for it. Grab the opportunity. Many people said that. Therefore, when there's when there is a possibility, just go for it. The last attribute that I'm going to take away and use in my future is not from one part of the book. It's from the book as a whole. It is how in future I'm going to perceive and process the information that I'm given. Look, sample at the bigger picture when someone is telling me a story. Look look the beyond the individual or what insight is in, because not everything is as it seems. I agree with almost everything what author or of this book writes, but the only thing I'm not on board with him completely is when he writes about Harlan, Kentucky. There were two families fighting each other, the Howards and Turners. They were not just a small fist fights. The family members were actually killing each other. And what Gladwell states as a reason for this behavior is their heritage. Their ancestors originate from the United Kingdom and they were Scotch Irish. I don't know if that's the right how that's the right pronunciation, but I think it is. I don't agree with Malcolm that the cause of the fight between the families was because of where their grandparents came from. Back then, the shooting wasn't something extraordinary since there were lots of fights in other village too. That's why I believe that there had to be more to the hate between the families than just legacy. The most important thing I'm going to take away from reading this book is the ano is it is the 10,000 hour rule. To become an expert in anything, you need 10,000 hours of practice to get to that level. Because I believe no one was born with such a talent where that person wouldn't need to practice at all and be called a genius. Practice makes perfect. Battles will not be considered one of the best bands in the world if it wasn't for Hamburg and their 8-hour-long performance a night. Even Mozart, the genius of music, his childhood works were not that good. The first masterwork The first masterwork I think is, or I remember, he wrote was he was 21, 10 years after he started composing. The reason why I choose this particular point is that anyone can achieve excellence if they work hard enough. It is hard to do all of the hours alone. You will need unbreakable will, people supporting you along the way, such as family and friends. But it is possible for everyone. I would certainly recommend this book to people who have close ties to the business world and they want to learn about success. Because Gladwell shows you a different perspective of how you should look at the information that is presented to you. So that's it. My all insight, thoughts, learn, conclusion about the book Outliers by Gladwell Malcolm.